Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2017 mid-month readings. Yes, still in Eastern Europe, but I will be back in my home base of California by I think the 13th or 14th of this month, which is in just about a week and a half. So thank you for those of you who continue to watch, listen, follow, subscribe, for all your likes, shares, comments. Thank you for those of you who continue to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. As you know, I travel quite a bit, but whatever corner of the globe I'm posting for, I continue to work just the same. And thank you for those of you who continue to keep me so busy, aside from the generals I do with personal readings. And thank you to my regular clients as well. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, and strange spear of light there, and you haven't read with me before, if you're interested, go to my YouTube channel's homepage, even though I noticed that YouTube has changed their format yet again. You can click on the About or Description button or word, and that should take you to a little more information and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do a wide variety of readings. Love and romance, compatibility charting, career, work, and finance, year life overviews, career overviews, channeled messages. And I also do package deals for those of you who like regular monthly readings or bi-weekly readings. I offer package deals of multiple months. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. Turnaround time for personal readings is usually pretty quick, within 1 to 2 weeks. Almost always within a 2-week period of time, we can schedule a reading for you. As I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week, it is what I do, regardless of what corner of the globe I might currently be stationed in. As with that gypsy spirit, I do like to move around quite a bit, although I do have a home base in the States. I do like to hop around Europe quite a bit. Anyway, for those of you who are interested, I can usually get back with you within the same day to a day and a half of your initial contact, and we can try to set something up for you. I'm pretty fluid about scheduling. Moving right along, make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. As you know, there's many of you watching, so of course they're not going to play out the same for everyone watching in the same area of your lives to the same degree and intensity. So if this is your primary sun sign that you're watching, try to check your rising and your moon sign if you know them and if you can. They may play out a little more predictably for you or just give you additional insight and clarification. Although it's not necessary, you can just watch your primary sun sign if that's all you know or all you want to do. The energy, regardless of what area of your life it resonates in, for those of you watching, as I always say, the energy fundamentally remains the same. So moving right along, this reading is for the fire sign of Leo. For our lovely felines, let us see what September 2017, the last half of it, mid-month, holds for the fire sign of Leo. Our kitty cats. What does the last couple of weeks of September have in store for you, Leos? Okay, Leo, we have 7 of Pentacles, followed by the Emperor, and the 5 of Swords, followed by the 4 of Pentacles. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy and guidance for advice is the Knight of Cups. So I've already got a message, pretty specific message, loud and clear. This is going to be for a specific group of Leos in regards to relationship. Some of you, this will be resonating in the relationship area of your life. Reflection and assessment on a relationship that you have, that an offer you have made or someone has made to you. It's about holding on to the relationship, but holding on to this relationship in the long run may cost you. More specifics may come out shortly, but I just wanted to get that out because it came through loud and clear in the beginning. Let's look at your overall card first, your crowning card from the bottom of the deck, representing just overall energy for the last couple of weeks of September, time being somewhat fluid, as I always say. We have the Knight of Cups. Cups is water energy. The energy of this suit usually manifests in that watery, mercurial part of our lives that deal with emotions, feelings, and relationships. Knights are the bringers, the deliverers of the tarot. They typically represent, they often represent offers or opportunities, either coming into you from someone or some other place, or you extending those out. They can also represent the speed at which a situation moves, and they usually come charging in fairly quickly anyway because they're knights, and knights are known for that, being rather single-minded and focused on their goal, their task, their mission or quest. They can be a call to action. The Knight of Cups is an emotional card. For an offer or opportunity, this would represent one that's emotional in nature. It could be as simple as someone asking you out on a date, or you asking somebody else out on a date, or somebody just making their feelings known to you or you to them. Could be an offer or opportunity for something else as well, but it is emotional in nature. Some of you, this is going to be relationships. This can be an offer or opportunity of love or just of emotional support. And in the relationship area, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic or sexual relationships. This can be emotional support from a friend, a close loved one, family member. You can always translate the same energy to work, career, the more tangible earth energy sector of your life too. Although I think for the majority of you, the last couple of weeks of September, it's going to be more emotional in nature. And again, reflective of a relationship for a lot of you. The nature of that relationship may vary depending on who's watching. But it looks like the overall energy is an offer or opportunity that's emotional or loving in nature. I think for some of you, it's an offer that's incoming. But for some of you, that specific portion of you that I got that specific message for, the Knight of Cups represents an offer you've made to somebody you're already in a relationship with. Some of you, it's not necessarily an offer as in marry me, be with me, move in with me, although it may include those things. But I feel like for you, either this is you sending it outwards or somebody else sending it into you, somebody that you're already in a relationship with. It could be a friendship that you have and all of a sudden they're making different feelings known to you or vice versa. But it's about, I feel like it's more about somebody making themselves plain, making their feelings and emotions plain and clear, whether it's you or somebody else towards you. Some of you will be on one side, some of you will be on the other. It is emotional in nature. Some of you, it's loving in nature. Some of you, it's somebody you're in a romantic relationship with. Some of you, it's going to be in a friendship. You or the other person is saying, look, I really feel this way about you, etc. You can apply this same energy overall for the last couple of weeks of September in job, work, and career path as well, although I'm just not feeling it, so I can't really say what I'm not channeling, but you can always translate that as well. This could be in regards to someone you work with as well. So we have around the middle or third week of the month, the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Emperor. So the Seven of Pentacles, Pentacles is earth energy. And this usually manifests the energy of the suit in the earth energy part of our life, the tangible part of our life, things we can see and touch and feel, or tangible results of efforts we put into something. It's about what's actually in front of us that we can see, or that we have a very strong sense of. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection and assessment, which is what the number 7 numerically is too. It's a card of reflection, assessment, motives, examination. Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection and assessment. You can see it's harvest time on this card. This woman has planted the seeds, grown the tree, cultivated it, nurtured it, taken care of. The fruit is grown, it's ripened, now it's ready to be picked. This is what she has to show for her efforts. But she hasn't quite begun to pick yet, because right now she's trying to figure out if she should. What has her efforts gleaned? Did she get back at least what she put into it? Did she get back more than she put into it? Is it worth picking? Is it worth picking and then leaving? Should she pick it and then try and change it? Is it worth investing in? What has her investment of time, labor, money, finances, resources, love, whatever, what has it gleaned her? And is it worth continuing to invest in this same crop, or should she do something different? So for some of you, this could be job, work, career related. How much effort have you put into this? For a relationship, how much effort have you put into it? What have you invested in it? Has your efforts paid off? And if so, what has it yielded? What kind of crop do you have? What kind of harvest do you have? Is it worth continuing to invest in? Should you just take what you can, whether that's monetary, finances, resources, or just lessons learned, and move on? Should you take it and try and change it, make it better? Should you continue investing in it, etc.? reflection and assessment. This is what I have versus what I've put in, and making a decisions based on that. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is paired with the Emperor, Major Arcana card. On an energetic level, this represents, well, actually, as a person, this represents the Emperor is somebody of some position and status and decision-making capabilities. In legal situations, this would represent a judge, jury, someone who in the position of really being able to make a judgment or a decision. It can represent a father or a father figure, that almost a bit stern paternal energy. It can represent somebody in your life. Some of you, this is going to represent a person you're in a relationship with. The Emperor is not a spontaneous or impulsive person. This is somebody who he's all about structure, discipline, perseverance, following the lines, going by the book, carefully evaluating and weighing things out before you make a decision, because the Emperor has a big job. He's an emperor. He has, the king has a big job too. He has a kingdom to run, but the Emperor has a collection of kingdoms. He has an empire to run. Every decision he makes affects so many people, so he's very careful, measured, and thoughtful before he makes a decision or puts things into action. On an energetic level, this is about being disciplined, structured, following the rules, carefully considering and weighing everything out before you make a decision. So some of you, this could be an issue to do with your father or a father figure. Some of you in a specific relationship, this represents a person that you're in a relationship with, someone who manifests the character traits of the Emperor. In job or work, this could represent a supervisor, CEO, president, somebody who manifests these character traits. For some of you, this combination of cards, the Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor, is advice and guidance that you need to take your time in considering this offer or making this offer, represented by the Knight of Cups overall. You need to be very measured, thoughtful, considerate. You don't want to rush into anything here. You want to kind of weigh things out in terms of this situation, this job, this relationship, what you've put into it, what you're getting out of it, and really make a decision based on that and not in the heat of the moment or based solely on emotions or feelings. Some of you, this is evaluation on the relationship that you're in with this person who is manifesting the character traits of the Emperor. Just depends on which side of the story that you're on. The energy fundamentally remains the same, reflection and assessment on what you currently have, what you're getting out of it versus what you're putting into it and what you have put into it. Now, at or towards the end of September 2017, Leo, we have the Five of Swords, followed by the Four of Pentacles. So, swords is air energy. The energy of the suit of swords is it's mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. It's all about what goes on up in here. It's air. It's that airy world of what goes on up in our head. I was really trying hard to avoid saying the word airhead, although I'm always tempted to. Mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. It's about our words and our ideas, how we look at things, our belief systems, outlooks, and how it affects the way that we communicate. Truth, insight, education, learning, all about up here. The Five of Swords is a card of victory, technically. I always say technically because sometimes it can represent a victory that comes at a high cost. And that's reflective for a specific group of you here for whom this is a romantic relationship, because I did get that in the very beginning. And sometimes this represents a victory which comes at the cost of personal relationships or at the cost to yourself. You can see the man on this card, this soldier. He's just finished a battle, a challenge of some kind, and he's the victor. He's obviously won. He's gathered up all his opponents or enemies' weapons, and he's holding his own aloft in victory. Woohoo, I won. But it's still kind of a grim, bleak sort of situation. He doesn't look particularly victorious or happy. He looks tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This battle has cost a lot. Has it been worth it? Is it worth it? If you're still in the middle of it, is it worth continuing? If you finished it, did it come at the cost of a personal relationship? Did you lose a relationship or cause strife and conflict within a relationship? If you continue in it, will it cost you that? Even though you may come out the victor. The question is it worth it? Was it worth it? Some of you, this is something recent. Some of you, it's still ongoing. And whether it is or isn't worth it is personal. For some of you, it's going to be yes. For some of you, it's going to be no. Now, it's paired with the Four of Pentacles, so we have more tangible earth energy here. The Four of Pentacles is a card. It can represent stability or stagnation. It's a card of holding on. Sometimes it can represent holding on too tightly. Sometimes I see this card come up for people who've lost a lot in the past, so they tend to cling a little too tightly to what they have. It can represent being closed up, guarded, closed off, guarded, just holding on, being very protective and guarded as well, a little too much so sometimes. Holding on to what you have, holding on to the foundations of what you have. So the specific message I got in the beginning for a group of you Leos out there, this is a relationship, a romantic relationship you're involved in. You've made your feelings clear to them. You want something more, and for some of you, it could be them to you. There's a sense of reflecting, considering over the last couple of weeks of September, and the advice is to do that too. What have you put into this relationship? What are you getting out of this relationship, and vice versa? Is it worth continuing in or not? Some of you, there's a strong temptation to keep things the way they are, even if you're not getting what you want, even if what you've offered and what you've put out there on the table isn't quite being met. There is this sense, well, I'll just keep holding on. I'll just keep holding on to what I have. I'll keep being patient. And it represents technically a victory in that you managed to hang on to the relationship at least for a while longer, or vice versa. But I feel like for some of you, be really careful about and honest and realistic about your evaluation of what you're putting into it versus what you're getting out of it, and what the long-term goal is, and if you're on the same page with your partner. Because holding on to this relationship, if you're not on the same page, particularly with where you want the relationship to go, it's going to end up costing you more in the long run, I think, than it may be worth. So for some of you, that's going to be the case, and for some of you not. But it's a message I got right in the beginning, so of course I need to put that out there. Make sure that holding on to whatever this represents, whether it's a relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is, job, work, career, whatever it is, there is a chance for a lot of you that holding on to it may end up costing you, that continuing to invest in this may end up costing you more in the long run than it's worth, regardless of what area of your life this resonates in. That's the fundamental energy. Be very clear, careful, realistic, and honest deep down inside yourself in evaluating whether it's worth it or not. And that's pretty much it. So Leo, that pretty much wraps up your September 2017 mid-month reading. I hope that most, if not all of you, have found it helpful in one way or another. Because that's why we do these, as I always say. Again, if any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the About or Description button or word, which should give you some information, and my email address, which is MAGGIE, the number 1, MCGUIRE@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October general monthly readings. And until then, Leo, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.